Neopian lore, what we got in store. Talking about the things that we love and adore. We're all over 20, right? We stay indoors and play this game. And love this game. Sometimes hate this game. But let's all talk about Neopian lore. Yeah! Woohoo! Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Neopian Lore. Today we are going to be talking about the Tiki Tack Man. All information about him has been pulled from the Neopets website and other official fan sites. I'll try to be as accurate as possible and attempt to pronounce the names correctly, but keep in mind this world is fictional and this is all just for fun. I'm your host, Krista Poyman. Now let's cozy up to some nostalgia. Welcome to my tombola. Great prizes to be won. Just put your hand or paw in, pick up a tombola ticket, and see what prize you win. If you do your dailies, you've seen this quote countless times from a man sporting a red shirt with flowers and a wooden tiki mask. Located on Mystery Island, this game can award prizes and Neopoints, and is staffed by the ever-mysterious Tiki Tack Man, also known as the Tombola Man. I'll be using his two names interchangeably within the episode. In the game of Tombola, there are 21 possible tickets that you can draw, and any ticket that ends in a 0, 2, or 5 is a winning number. Only 4 tickets are winners, around a 20% chance, and prizes consist of many things such as sand, codestones, stamps, and totems. Occasionally, a losing ticket will grant you a booby prize. Fun fact about that phrase, the word boob stems from the Spanish bobo, meaning stupid or idiot, so booby prize literally means idiot's prize. Every now and then, the Tiki Tack Man is too generous and ends up giving away more than he can afford. I know, I also have that problem. When this happens, you'll find the tombola closed and asking for donations. You can donate any amount of Neopoints or wait until the proper amount is raised. Going back to the real world in Italy, tombola is a very popular game during the winter time, especially from Christmas Eve to Epiphany, or December 24th to January 6th. It's very similar to bingo, where you have a board filled with numbers and you place markers to create rows that win prizes. But in the UK, tombola is a type of raffle. You pay to get a ticket, and prizes are pre-assigned to winning numbers ending in a particular digit, traditionally 5 or 0. Players draw at random from a hat or tombola drum and see instantly whether they've won. In the original Neopian tombola, users actually had to pay coins to play, but eventually it was made into a free game. You can actually still buy the tokens, but they don't really do anything. Let's talk about the Tiki Tack Man's mask real quick. Tiki masks are originally from Polynesian and Hawaiian culture. They're hand-carved, wooden decorative masks intended to represent deities and gods that bestow specific traits such as protection or good fortune. Even though they're called masks, they're rarely worn and more displayed in the home or community. Most are much larger than a typical mask, some even being 5 feet tall. Now for our fictional friend here, the only canon Neopian god he could be representing is Mumbo Pongo, the coconut god, though it's hard to see a connection between the Tiki Tack Man's mask and Mumbo Pongo. The Tombola Man's mask is squared off with a mustache and made of unpainted wood, while Mumbo Pongo is round-shaped with red decorative markings. Though back during the early days of Neopets, there was a plot called the Sacrificers, where most of the Neopet staff were quote-unquote held captive by island natives. Each week, one staff member was sacrificed to the god Mumbo Pongo, and the very last remaining was to be set free. This was during the time where Neopets was advertised to the college scene as opposed to kids. You can actually watch short videos of each of the 12 staff members being killed. Their deaths include being run over by a giant coconut, Indiana Jones style, eaten by scorpions, burned at the stake, catapulted into the sun, or being put in a robot suit to be electrocuted by lightning. It truly is a wild ride. The Tombola Man was present at the second death of Styrofoam Bob, which seems very suspicious to me. Now, his biggest prominence in Neopian lore was actually during the Mystery Island volcano plot. Weird. The Tiki Tack Man is nowhere to be seen. He never leaves his tombola unattended, and if he does, there's usually a note. And it also looks like there was signs of a scuffle, as some of his items have been knocked from the shelves. I wonder where he has gone. At the start of the plot, players had to look in the source code to find clues about 4 other missing Mystery Island residents. Techo Master, Island Mystic, the Tiki Tour Guide, and Judah, the Island Fairy. They had to navigate puzzles to free them. Eventually, the players helped the Tombola Man return to his booth, though his mask looked vastly different. The top part was cracked as if he was brutally hit on the head. If you played Tombola, he states, "You must find my tiki mask and break the curse. Ask for help, please." If players went to Sarah the Safara and typed in tiki mask into the query, the response was, "Tiki mask? Why would I know anything about a tiki mask?" Sarah's eyes suddenly rolled back in her head, and she starts chanting in a weird voice, "The mask you seek is 1,000 miles away. Fetch it quickly to save the day." This led to the game Fetch, and players had to keep refreshing until asked for a magic tiki mask. Once you retrieved it and went back to the Tombola Man, he gave this clue. "Ah, got my old mask back. You saved me, and I can't thank you enough. I was cursed with an evil mask and was under the control of that shaman. He is loose on the island and is trying to open the volcano and free the beast inside. I don't know what his plans are after that, but I'm betting we aren't going to like them. You must look for the others. When we are all free, we will be able to seal the volcano up once more for the safety of the whole of the island." In the end, after rescuing the 5 Mystery Island residents, players took clues and created an incantation to destroy the evil shaman and saved Mystery Island from certain doom. Our man also participated in April Fools in 2009. His generosity was in short supply that day, though, where he spent the entire morning asking for a 1 Neopoint donation, but wouldn't allow players to play Tombola no matter how much they donated. He also decided to raise the rate of inflation in his store from the usual 2.31% to 23.1%. Other shopkeepers followed suit and also hiked up their inflation rates. Thanks, capitalism. Strangely, the Tombola Man can be seen in 2 places at once, Tombola and the Tiki Tack. While close to each other, there is Mincy volleyball between them. How is that possible? Does he run back and forth between 2 places and has to avoid getting hit in the face with a volleyball every time? It would make more sense if his game and storefront were connected if they're owned by the same person, especially since many times during the day they're both open at the same time. I think the item description of the Tiki Tack Man mask may give some insight. Quote, "This absurd mask gives people the anonymity they crave." Perhaps the Tombola Man isn't just one person. Looking at the art of the 2 places, the Tiki Tack shop owner seems a bit more buff than the one who works at Tombola. Maybe it's simply a title given to whoever decides to put on the mask to get away from the real world from a little while. Or, the Neopia world. Another indication of this would be in the game Berry Bash. It's a game where you serve customers at a Mystery Island restaurant and need to keep up with their food orders. One type of customer are the Mystery Island natives, which all resemble the Tiki Tack Man. I mean, we could go with the multiverse route, but let's keep that with comic books. Transitioning to some notable items about the Tiki Tack Man, 2 books can be purchased with highly suspicious descriptions. The first is Secrets of Tombola, with the description, "Yes, now you can finally unlock all the secrets to getting the perfect Tombola prize." And there's Tombola Tips, with the description, "How to tip the Tombola in your favor." Literally. Seems like we have a shady Tiki Tack Man in our midst, or maybe he's trying to snuff out the cheaters. If you're into battling, you can challenge the Tiki Tack Man after buying something from his store. His description is, "Tired of selling tacky merchandise on Mystery Island, this tribal shopkeeper sometimes ventures to the Battle Dome to try his luck." So it seems even the man trying to hide himself has to get away sometimes. His moves are halitosis, meditate, positive thinking, seer, and throw pillows. I think it would be hilarious to go out by any one of these moves, especially being buried alive in throw pillows. How cozy of a death is that? Back in the day, if you played against him on hard, you had a chance to win yourself an island paintbrush. Unfortunately, his most valuable prize now is the Mystery Island travel stamp. An honorable mention of the Tiki Tack Man is the Tombola Asuki. He must have been so popular with the doll collectors that he appeared on the Year 6 Asuki Con poster. He is living the dream. Well, that's it for our Tiki Tack Man, or men. The verdict is still out there. Whatever the case is, let's not try to uncover his mask anytime soon. some people just enjoy doing good deeds while being anonymous. So don't forget to pull your tombola ticket today and see if you've won. Thank you for listening to this episode of Neopian Lore. All characters and licensings belong to Neopets.com. Music was created by me, Krista. Hope you have a lovely day in Neopia.